I'm going to acknowledge one more thing, which is that the technology that I was first approached with in 2016 was identified at the time as being Iron Dome technology, associated with what was alleged to be a missile defense system for the nation of Israel. It's one of the reasons why I thought it was inappropriate to have it brought to my attention and persisted upon in the context of the kind of instruction that was being provided at the time, and another means by which I made my determination that that class was not appropriate. So I withdrew when I did and in the manner I did. Now, once I began later pursuits and I was in a context of people that I understood were professionals, including professionals that had former or at that time current experience with the military, which would include military weaponry, then it understood I understood that there were certain things ongoing that were very relevant in terms of what I was studying. But when I, in 2018, sat down and drew the schematic and I wrote the information I wrote specific to particular kinds of techniques, I acknowledged that I'd seen something comparable to the kind of technology that could otherwise be applied in a positive and beneficial context at places like the George R. Brown Center, where I, along with other women and children who were homeless, would gather on Christmas Eve. I knew exactly how that technology worked. I also know what you can do with it if you think it is to your advantage to try to imbue an experience or an association concerning a particular person with a kind of characterization that may prevent them from any sort of beneficial gain or acquisition in their personal life or professional milieu. I am very highly offended by the deployment of the Iron Dome in the last 2 weeks to a yacht while there was a situation of illegal coinage ongoing, and the attendant games that were allowed to persist regarding alleged what? Intelligence? Law enforcement? Hazing? Am I being tested still for some bar association that doesn't acknowledge me or my rights to due process in my own country? Do you have me on another one of those dark web game shows where I'm supposed to save the refugee or the girl that's been kidnapped because you're playing that State Department game with the treaties and how to get away with money laundering? I already know. You've been doing it for a long time. See, when you first did it in 2007, 2008, it was beautiful, right? I was your dream girl, right? But over the years, especially when I stopped providing all of those alternative currencies that you use to try to legitimize marijuana as a substitute for constitutional process in this country, yeah, it's not so pretty anymore, is it? I know. I see it in my face sometimes. I see it in my belly sometimes. I see it in what you want to see sometimes. I know. It's all completely unnecessary and was completely unacceptable in the manners and the context in which it was presented.